Let me go to Captain Prashant Dhalla. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. My question is, what is required to reform the sector? What has happened in Indigo has raised larger question about the aviation sector. What do you think that the government must do, sir?
The country has witnessed a major fiasco in terms of the Indigo operations, and you know the public at large is able to understand the functioning of the DGCA, the ministry, and the other relevant bodies. The Honorable Minister today in the Parliament has very categorically mentioned the regulation and the deregulation process of the fare capping. We must understand that India is now the third largest aviation market in the world, and there are new aircrafts coming in every month, and new airlines have a lot of potential to grow and expand. And also the pilot, being a pilot myself, it is my duty to say this on record that it is a process that the pilot community must be together, and we must have major rules and regulations which supports the safety culture within the pilots, and also keeping the major interests of the public at large. We must have certain regulations and certain periodic circulars issued by the government, which keeps the checks on such kind of misadventures.
So, what do you think should be done? What sort of reforms are required in this sector?
Independence of DGCA is the first thing. DGCA right now is an autonomous body, an office of the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So the appointments come from the ministry, the finance comes from the ministry, a civil aviation authority which is totally independent and answerable to a parliamentary panel or some other body higher up needs to be installed as soon as possible.
But DGCA cannot be independent of the government, sir. If it has to be, technically speaking, when we say independent, they'll have to be somewhere aligned to the government because their money is coming from there.
So that is what they need to have, that financial independence. So total autonomy will come from financial independence and moving away from the ministry, the shadow of the ministry. So they should not be answering. So their appointments right now, in 1997, Air Marshal J.K. Seth had given a comprehensive report about safety in civil aviation. So that is one of the issues he had given, that the officers in DGCA is always looking towards the ministry, since their appointments and other promotions come from there and the finances come from there. So that needs to be delinked so that they do their job consistently without any interference.
Okay.
The collusion between the airlines and DGCA, that needs to be probed by an agency because if Indigo is in a dominant position, so under the Competition Commission of India, there's a rule which can look at abuse of dominant position. So Indigo had 65% of the share, and knowing very well that they could not handle the schedule, they continue to sell tickets and get people to the airports. That is abuse of dominant position, and the fine there could be about 10% of their turnover, about 5,000 to 6,000 crores. That is the extent. DGCA can fine them only 1 crore, or rather take away the position of accountability from the CEO. So they could appoint another person as the CEO. So that is the maximum DGCA can do, or the government can do. But there are other agencies which need to look into it from the corporate part of view.